What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. If you're new to the channel, we are in the middle of restoring the underside of an Evo 9, and we have been working on the gas tank here recently, so I will link part 1 and 2 up top so you guys can check that out if you want to get kind of caught up to where we are now. But in part 2, we had a little bit of a mishap, but we got the tank back now, and it's ready to go. Did what we had to do, got it fixed, got it taken care of. So now in this one, I want to scuff it up a little bit more, and we got to prep it out, and then we can prime it and coat it. So by the end of this, it should look pretty cool. So yeah, so let's get to it. Less talky, more worky. Here we go. Okay, so we had a little hole here, took it and got it patched up. The guy put a little plate there, welded it up, and then he ran a smoke test, ran smoke through the tank, and there's no more holes anywhere, so should be good to go. I gotta retape everything because he kind of took out what I had in there, but had to do that, so we'll retape it and then we can prime it and coat it. But first, I want to get the red Scotch-Brite pad, we'll scuff it up some more, and then we can prep it out with some wax and grease remover and all that jazz, and we should be good to go from there. But first, scuffies. Okay, we are about 45 minutes later and we got it all scuffed up how I want it. So now we can take off this tape and retape the holes and get that squared away, and then we can take it in the garage and spray it out. I can show you my little booth I made, and yeah, I'm getting a little anxious to spray this because I've never used a gun like this before and sprayed stuff like this, so a little bit anxious, but you know what, we're gonna learn, and if we mess it up then we'll just sand it and spray it again. So so let's get this stuff untaped and then retaped, and then we can get to spraying. Okay, so we're in the back of the garage, and I got myself set up a little booth here. Hang on. A little booth here. I had a really cool idea, and I ordered a like 10 by 10 tent, and I didn't measure. I just assumed it would fit on the back porch area and the patio area, and got it here and went to set it up. Went to do a video about that last week, and it didn't fit. Like, it was like 2 feet too big. Wouldn't fit anywhere. So now we're gonna have to do it in here, and it's just extremely tight, but I think we got enough space in here to work and to spray. We're gonna have to like flip the tank over and like do each side, like the front and then the top, and then we'll spin it around and we'll do the back, and then we'll do the bottom. But it's gonna be a few extra steps, but it is what it is. I wish I could like hang it by these two little loopholes right here and just be able to do it, you know, just hanging there, but I can't put holes in the ceiling thing right there, and so yeah, I don't think a ladder will fit in here to be able to get it hanging, and even if it did, then I don't think I would be able to move around. So yeah, we're just working with what we got, and I think it'll work regardless, but it's just a little bit more of a pain in the ass, but is what it is. I'm gonna go grab the wax and grease remover, wipe it down, get it all wiped up and cleaned up, and then I'll mix the primer and all that stuff, and we'll go from there. But yeah, we are getting down to it now, and I'm excited, anxious, but I'm ready to see it done. Alright, what I'm going to do now is just spray some of this Prep All onto this little shop towel, this wax and grease remover, and wipe down the tank and get it nice and clean, and then it should be good to spray. Okay, we got the primer mixed. It is 2 to 1, so these cups that you can get, the little measuring cups you can get from like any kind of paint store, they make the ratios really easy to read on there. I won't go over a bunch of specs. This is the brand I'm using, but I won't go over a bunch of specs because they'll each have their own data sheet and whatever. So whatever primer that you use, epoxy primer, it will have its own sheet and will tell you everything you need to know about it. So yeah, this is a 15-minute induction time, so it's mixed, and now I'm waiting. We got about 10 more minutes, and then we can pour it, and then we can begin spraying. Of cross your fingers this goes well. This is my first attempt at doing this type of paint mixing and spraying, so we'll see how it goes. I did want to also say we do have a full-blown respirator for this. I know in some videos I've sprayed some things and not had a respirator on, but this stuff's a little bit more serious, so full-blown respirator, we'll have that on. And it's a little tight in the booth, but but I'm gonna try to get some shots best I can, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, about 5 more minutes and we should be ready to spray. Also, don't laugh at my stick. I know it's massive. That's all they had at the store. So yeah, it's huge, but it's getting the job done. All right, so I got the first coat, front and back of the top of the tank done. I had a camera set up in here, but had an issue and it didn't get any shots. So yeah, it's done. Sorry that you missed that. I'll try to get coat 2 filmed, but that was very interesting. I went to start spraying, and actually, hang on. So I had an issue that I hadn't really, even thought about, was trying to get the gun to properly spray and all that, and so I was having some issues with the gun right away. So I got those kind of sorted out, and then we started spraying, and it all went down pretty easily. It's very efficient. I never have used one, and so I didn't know what it was like, but I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of this booth real quick. The fumes are kind of strong, so give me 1 sec. Okay, we're out now. But I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was an interesting experience. I had the issues there at first, and it kind of got me like kind of skittish and kind of off guard because I didn't expect them. I thought I had everything set up properly, and then when I went to spray, nothing happened. And so it took me a second to kind of like get my bearings and like kind of get the gun set up right and all that. But once it began spraying, it was pretty cool. So we're gonna let that dry for a minute. I think it's a half an hour. We're slightly below the recommended temperature, but it seems to be drying pretty good. It's kind of warm in the garage. So yeah, it should be dry in like a half an hour, and then we'll give it another coat. Maybe I'll spray the bottom first before I do 2 coats on there. Yeah, I think I'll spray the bottom next, and then we'll put the second coat on later, but yeah. All right, it's the next day. I thought it would be a good idea to let the tank dry overnight. And so now it's about 70 degrees today, so it is prime temperature to put some stuff down for coating and stuff like that. So I set up a new little tent area. I'll show you in a second. But I really want to hang it because the Raptor liner does not have as long of a pot life. And so I don't think I'm gonna be able to let it like spray one side and then let it dry and then spray the other and it still be good. So I'm gonna try to hang it up, see what we can do. I hope it doesn't fall. I don't really have anything strong to tie it up with, I don't think. I'll try to find something, but yeah, let's get it out back. I'll show you the little booth I made, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm a dingus, and I didn't realize that the strap hooks for the dirt bike would fit in the loophole there, and they do, so we have a setup. It's going to be kind of tricky to get in between the legs and whatnot, but this is much better than doing what I was going to do about flipping it over and having to wait, and this stuff hardens in, it's 70, so probably less than an hour, and so I just didn't want to wait. So this is going to be great. Hang in there now. We got plastic down. We got everything blocked off. The wind can't get to us, and so except for the birdies, they're over there doing their thing. But yeah, let's mix up some Raptor liner and start spraying this thing. And even better, my air hose just reaches from the garage all the way through the house and out here. So we got kind of lucky, I think. All right, so we got the Raptor liner. I got a big kit for the whole car, and so kind of bummed out that I'm probably not going to use all of this. I don't know for sure, but I would assume the gas tank's not going to use all this. But I'm a little worried to split up and like change the ratio around. So I know I could just do half and then 4 ounces, because you got to pour 8 ounces into this. But I don't know. It'd be hard to tell what's half, so I'm just gonna use the whole thing, and if I have any extra left over, then it would just have to be what it is. We're gonna dump 8 ounces of the hardener into this little cup they give you, and then we'll pour it into the Raptor, and then we shake it for 2 minutes, and then we just start spraying. We got the little gun here that came with the kit. Got the regulator all hooked up already. But yeah, let's start mixing, and we'll get this stuff sprayed on there. It says to do 1 coat, and then it says to wait an hour, but I'm like, you said it has a pot life of an hour, so I'm not gonna wait that long. Probably do like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It's pretty hot today. It's quite a bit above the suggested dry time temperature, so I'll let it set for a little bit, and then we'll add another coat if we have to. But yeah, let's mix. Alrighty, we went ahead and done the second coat, and man, it looks so good. I was a little surprised, honestly, as to how it comes out of the gun. It just kind of like, it's kind of like a big sneeze, just constantly. But it does get it covered though. It takes a little bit. You know, you do the first coat, and then you go back and you see some spots that you missed, and then do the second coat, and it's drying pretty quickly. It's been about, I don't know, half an hour or so, and this side's looking a little drier than the other side, but I don't want to touch it just yet or move it because I don't want to, you know, screw it up or whatever. But we're gonna let it hang here for a little while and dry, and then we will move it to the garage, hopefully. This has been one heck of a project. I don't even know how many hours I have into it, but I assume by the time we get the fuel system and all that stuff installed again and all that jazz, we're gonna be well over 20 hours, probably well over 25 hours at this point. But yeah, it's looking good. I dig it. Alright, so that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun trying to learn those guns and use those guns. I'd never done that before, and so it was quite the learning experience. The only thing I don't like about it is the cleanup. You have to do it because they have to last, but it's so time consuming to like take the guns apart and all that stuff and clean every little piece every time, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I am super happy with how the tank turned out. It looks so good. I'm so glad we're doing all this and we did all that work. It's very time consuming, it's a lot of effort, but I think if you're wanting the car to last forever like I am, it's well worth the effort to protect it and all that stuff. So yeah, looks so good. Even though we have all the hours we have in it right now, like I said, I don't even know, it's well in the 20s, but we didn't really assemble anything back onto the tank yet because 1, I'm still waiting for hardware, clamps, hoses, all that stuff, and 2, we don't have the underside of the car done yet, so I didn't want to like put it all together and do all that stuff yet. And so once we get all that done, then we can move on to all that stuff later. But I am going to do a separate video about the all new fuel system we have going on the car. I'm excited about that. That's going to be really awesome. And yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much. As always, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the process, the progress. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, I'll be glad to help down there. I'll be glad to chat, whatever. And while you're down there doing all that stuff, don't forget to do all the other YouTube things. You guys know how it goes here. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.